If you're ever feeling nervous as a preacher or feeling nervous as a singer for God, you're at a church meeting, you're at a Christian event, and you have to sing, or you have to minister through preaching. If you're feeling nervous, then ask God, Father God, help me to not make this about me, but help me to make this about you. So, in other words, nervousness can sometimes be an indicator of pride somewhere, being prideful. Because pride thinks about himself and think about, what do the people think about me? Instead of thinking about, what do the people think about God? Pride points to itself, and it doesn't point to God. And when you're prideful in the midst of singing or preaching, at church events and things, when you're prideful, you're more focused on trying to sound perfect so you can be received instead of God being received. If you're preaching, pride can show up as you're preaching, just making sure that you don't mess up in the English language. You're more focused on people respecting how you communicate in English instead of making sure that they're respecting God. That even if your English doesn't sound right, as long as you have a heart to help people to see God, that's what matters the most. And even with the singing, you may not get the runs. You may not do the run so well, or you may mess up, but that's not your focus. That shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be, is you're singing to help inspire the people to sing to God. It's not about you. It's about God. So, it's just one of those things we got to be humble about, especially as being ministers of Jesus Christ, whether we're preaching or singing, we got to be humble. And the primary way to be humble is to remember that the ministry is about God, not you, not me. It's about God. The ministry is not about the preacher. It's not about the singer, but it's about God. And when you forget that it's about God and you make it a little bit more about yourself, making sure that people see you in the right way, that's where we begin to mess up. But we need to be focused on making sure people see God in the right way, even at the cost of you not looking so good. All right. God bless you. Take care.